Hello friends, today we're heading to one of the most amazing places on the planet, to the heart of Patagonia, to see the legendary Mount Fitzroy with our own eyes. This journey promises to be incredible. Pristine nature, endless expanses, and breathtaking views. We will walk along scenic trails, explore the wild corners of this region, and tell you why Fitzroy is considered every traveler's dream. Ready for an adventure? Then let's go. The road from El Calafate to El Chaltén is one of the most scenic journeys in Patagonia. The distance between the cities is about 215 kilometers, and the trip will take around 3 hours by car. All the vegetation is gone, friends. There are only some small bushes left, no taller than 25 centimeters. But soon, it looks like they'll disappear too. We're heading out for 200 kilometers. Nothing. The route goes along the legendary National Route 40, one of the longest roads in the world, stretching across all of Argentina. Here you see endless steppes, characteristic of the Patagonian wilderness. You pass by bright blue lakes and see the snow-capped peaks of the Andes on the horizon. As you get closer to El Chaltén, majestic mountains begin to rise before you, including the famous Mount Fitzroy. It's a moment that's hard to put into words. Wow, we still have 185 kilometers to go, but we can already see the mountain we're heading to. Probably. And there it is. Yes, friends, there are definitely no insects or anyone else here, only guanacos, and even those are dead for now. Because of the thorns, these are the last ones along the road, but they're ending, and soon they'll be gone too. The wind is so strong that any insect would be blown straight into the Atlantic from here. Here are the guanacos. Guanaco. It's one of the most noticeable and distinctive inhabitants of the region around El Calafate. These animals, relatives of llamas and alpacas, are a true symbol of Patagonia's wildlife. In the El Calafate area, guanacos inhabit open steppes, plains, and the foothills of the Andes. They are perfectly adapted to the harsh climate where strong winds and limited water sources are the norm. These herbivores feed on various types of plants, including tough grass, shrubs, and moss. Guanaco play an important role in the ecosystem as they help maintain the balance of vegetation. They live in groups that usually consist of one male and several females with their young. Males without a herd can form bachelor groups. Guanaco reach a height of about 120 centimeters at the shoulder and weigh up to 140 kilograms. They can run at speeds of over 50 kilometers per hour, which helps them escape from predators such as pumas. Today, guanacos are protected in national parks such as Los Glaciares. This allows travelers to enjoy observing them in their natural environment. They're visible everywhere, along roads, in the steppes, and even on mountain slopes. In the wild, guanacos live for about 20 years. The surroundings of El Calafate are Patagonian steppes. These are endless plains covered with low grass and shrubs adapted to winds and arid climate. The rivers are fed by glacial meltwater and cut through canyons, creating picturesque views. The valleys are the result of thousands of years of glacial erosion. The geology and landscape of the region make it an ideal place to study the processes that have shaped our planet. The terrain around El Chaltén changes dramatically. Here, majestic granite peaks rise above the plains, creating dramatic landscapes. Because of glacial erosion, many mountains have sharp peaks and steep slopes. El Calafate and El Chaltén are places where nature is still actively changing, allowing you to witness one of the most impressive phenomena on Earth. Let's show our insect, the only one within 200 kilometers. See, there are insects here, friends, and here's the proof. There was one, and we found it. El Chaltén is one of the youngest cities in Argentina. Founded in 1985, it was built on the border with Chile to strengthen Argentina's territorial rights in this region. And today, it's not just a strategic location, but a real paradise for adventurers and nature lovers. The city is located at the foot of the famous Mount Fitzroy, whose granite peaks seem to cut through the sky. This is a place where every sunrise turns into a painting. But the city is not just about nature. Cozy cafes and restaurants offer a place to relax after a busy day. In the evening, there's a special atmosphere here. Travelers from all over the world share their experiences and plan new routes. Interestingly, in the language of the Tehuelche people, Chaltén means smoking mountain. The indigenous people believed that Fitzroy was a volcano whose peaks were covered with clouds. This magic can still be felt here. El Chaltén seems to float between reality and the world of legends. This is not exactly an expedition anymore, but I suspect it will be insanely beautiful and fascinating. A 4-hour hellish hike to Mount Fitzroy? Well, to be precise, not up the mountain, of course, because it's almost 3,500 meters, but to the base of Mount Fitzroy from the wonderful hippie town of El Chaltén. It's a very beautiful place. Let's go take a look. I hope the weather doesn't let us down. The nature in Argentina is very similar to ours. Birches, pines, larches, dandelions. I'm not joking at all, friends. This grass is just like the grass at my dacha. When I was a kid, I'd go up to a seed head, do this, and bite off the last centimeter. That's the exact taste. Well, and there's our little town. 500 meters in diameter. 3 streets. And that's all. But the place is very picturesque. So we've climbed up to the saddle, and another view of the river. Yes, there it is. Fitzroy has come into view. Look, Cat, you can finally see the top. Yes, that's it. 3,405. By the way, here's a normal forest again. Just like on the glacier, like I showed you. This is how I think any forest should look. There are young trees, middle-aged trees, old trees, and dead trees. Why isn't it like this in central Russia? Why are all the trees there so young? Write your thoughts in the comments. I just don't understand. Alright, we're approaching the first viewpoint. And today there isn't a single cloud, so Mr. Fitzroy appears before us in full view. The first lake has perfectly drinkable water. Well, that's what I think, because why not? I'm about to drink straight from it. Here, it's about 1 kilometer in diameter, and we still have more than 6 kilometers to go. The sky is white today, but it's still very beautiful. The lake, Fitz, it's really magical, of course. And these trails, the sandy ones around the lake, among the bushes, are also really nice, really pleasant. Yeah, and you can already see the glacier over there, huge blue, a beautiful glacier just a bit to the right. Another trail, even prettier, to be honest, because here you constantly have a view of Fitzroy. Yes, they're here. Unlike Turkey, for example, there are no thorns here, which I really like. But what confuses me is Argentinians in tank tops. When I'm cold in my jacket and everything around is covered in snow. By the way, there are 4 kilometers left. We've already covered 6. The scenery is constantly changing. Constantly. Everything around is drinkable. It was written on the sign, you can just stick your face right in and start gulping. Next, we have to climb up here. And up there are those Tres Lagos, the 3 lakes, which is where we're actually heading. And this is roughly what the trail looks like. You can see that a lot of people walk along it. It goes in a zigzag right here. Anyway, let's go. It says all the water is drinkable. It's forbidden to bathe in the stream. You should collect water and move at least 30 steps away. Here we have granite. There weren't any on the glacier at all. I didn't see any. Well, maybe just a couple of boulders, but here they're really noble, white and pink ones. A wide range. So this is another river. Listen, honestly, it's really high. Here it is, the trail. And this is apparently the last flat place to rest. On. One person. Starting from here, you need to be very prepared. That's what was written on the board. The road is completely unpredictable. 400 meters of elevation per kilometer. You need to have proper shoes. You need to be in excellent health. And basically, you need enough time to get back before dark. We're walking above the snow now. It actually looks really high. Let's try to make it. That's it. I don't want to run anymore. Yeah. Look, the trail goes off into the distance. There are tons of people. Yeah, it's definitely hard to figure out the angles and the height of all this here. But right now the incline is at least 45 degrees, maybe even 60, and going down isn't much easier than going up. Yeah, everything just keeps getting steeper and steeper, harder and harder, and the steps get shorter and shorter. About another hour to go, and it's great. There are so many healthy people here. Go hiking in the mountains, my friends, no matter what. Only there you can find everything. We climbed above the snow. It's already lying here in the bushes, but it's still very hot. We have about 20 minutes left to go, as they say. But this is the real El Vertical. Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi. Oi.
Here it is. Here it is. Only a few meters left. Lago de los Tres. Or Three Lakes. Before the great and mighty Fitzroy. Sightseeing tour. The whole planet hangs out here now. But very few ever end up here. To be honest, I've never even seen this on YouTube, so you're lucky too. A lot more than the others. We're at an altitude of 1,100 something. Yes, Fitzroy is 3,400. Some of the greatest lakes are located here, and also this is actually part of a 300-kilometer glacier, of which Perito Moreno is a part. And the rest are like witches. And so on, yes. Here it is. Viewpoint. And a spot to get a drink. Okay, but for some reason people are still going over there, to that peak, and since I still have plenty of energy for some reason, I'll go check it out too. Well, look, you have to check out every nook and cranny since you've come all this way. So, here's the lake, right under Fitzroy, which you can see as soon as you climb up, and if you keep going past the resting spot, this lake flows out and turns into this huge, beautiful indigo-colored pool. Now that's the good stuff. To be honest, this is some color. It's very dangerous beyond this point. Only authorized personnel may pass. All right. That's it. We're fully authorized. That's quite a flow, huh? That's really loud. Just one lake. It's overflowing into another one. Let's take a look at this. And you can see Fitzroy everywhere.